What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Atomic Dom's Garage. I'm broadcasting, webcasting, recording this thing from Sobro in beautiful Indianapolis. So let me tell you a little bit about my project that I'm hoping you get involved with too. I've got a 1960 f100 fridgebody pickup. They were only made a few years, and parts are really hard to find, so you got to get creative from time to time. I think the guy who had it before me got a little too creative, cut a few too many corners for me. So I'm tearing it down, I'm rebuilding some stuff, and I'm going to get you up to speed on what's going on with it. All right, YouTube, let's get started with what we got going on the fridge body. Let's talk about the gas tank relo. Since it's getting a 5 liter from a 93 Fox body, it's going to have electronic fuel injection, which means fuel pump. So, got to take the pump, put it in the tank back here because I don't want to listen to a lot of fuel pump singing while I'm going down the road, right? So I chose this tank right here with a side fill neck so that I can still fill it up while having stuff in the back of the bed. I plan on hauling my bike, so I don't want it to be in the middle of the bed and not being able to put gas in it. So that's why I went this direction. So what I did, notched that frame, I reinforced it underneath, and then I boxed it and re-welded it. And I'll clean some of that up and get it all painted and get ready to go. To get the tank underneath, what I did is I took some square tube, right, and I built a frame, and then I welded nuts on the inner frame, right, so I could just go up through there, drop 4 bolts, the tank drops, and you can do whatever kind of repairs, adjustments, or whatever you needed. There was a cross member there originally in that spot right along there, so ground out the rivets, pulled that cross member back here, and mounted it in, and I'll get those grade 8 bolts in there so it'll be a little stronger. But relocated it back here so that in case it got in an accident, get hit from the rear end, got a little support back there. There's a scribe mark over here on the frame. That mark there is as forward as the bed rail comes on the bed. So when the bed's mounted, that's where it sits to get bolted onto the frame. So I had to make sure all that stuff was just north of that line so everything would sit awesomely, right? Hope that word. So what I've done here is I've taken a piece of square tube to build my fuel tank frame. I've taken a notch out of it so that I can just sort of butt the other piece into it. Once I fit those two together, I will then I'll weld them together, and just instead of mitering corners, I'm just going to butt fit the corners. And you can see here is where I kind of gave it some fresh grinds. Made it all look nice and smooth and ready for paint. As you can see with this tank, it had folded over edges and didn't sit very firmly on the frame, so I had to take my angle grinder and cut a few slots in there so that thing could sit flush. So the last step would be to drill these corners and get that mounted to the tank frame. As you can see here, I've got it all clamped up and ready to go. Once that's done, you weld on some tabs, mount it to the regular frame with 4 bolts inside the frame. That way you can just drop the tank as needed. Here we have the tank. It's mounted, it's level, right where we need to put it. So what we're doing now is we're getting ready to notch the frame so that we can add the fill neck. The fill neck will still be in the bed, on the bed floor, but it's not going to be in the center of the bed. As you can see here, it'll just pop out to the side and up to the floor bed.